No, they heard that you were coming, so they got frightened. So the other speakers are not here. So we only have our eco-warrior to educate us. So we're very lucky that way because you have a lot of time. You can eat into their time.
Wow.
Okay?
I was getting ready for an exciting discussion.
No discussions, none. So sorry to disappoint you.
Do I need a microphone? No, I don't really.
No, take the mic. Take the mic.
Okay.
Grab one over there.
Is this working properly? Maybe we can save some electricity and switch this thing off because I don't have any slides. We can save a little bit of carbon footprint considering the aircon is on full blast, giving us a wonderful, cool experience in a hot, beautiful climate. I mean, that's one of the problems we are facing. When we look at business models out there, what is business doing and what are we doing as consumers? We are light years away from where we need to be considering the state of the planet, our only home. I come from a very small company in Germany. When I used to be a kid out there, every winter, end of December till end of March, white, snow, reliable every year. My brother's children now, they don't know anymore whether and when they will have any snow left. So bottom line, I can see in my company in Germany an extreme unreliability and unpredictability of our planet. Here in Malaysia, when I talk to the people from the plantation industry who used to plant the rubber trees according to the seasons, they had distinct seasons. And that was what they were using to give them the schedule for the planting. No more. The reliability of the distinct seasons has gone in this country. Within one generation, boom, it's all changed. The state of the planet is at an extreme state. And we continue living and consuming and doing business as if there's no urgency. Who here buys green? Radically green, yeah. Who here is a real, serious green consumer? Before you buy something, you think about, by buying this, am I helping the planet or am I destroying the planet? Not really, right? But when I ask the question, how is business behaving, where is business moving, it's either government pressure or consumer demand or some very, very few enlightened entrepreneurs that are shaping the future. And those few enlightened entrepreneurs are, from what I can see, the exception. Yes, we heard earlier on, there is a couple of donation activity going on. The philanthropic giving is not a bad thing, it actually can be useful, but it's not really what is going to change the state of the planet. We keep buying the stuff that is destroying the planet. When we buy a new property, do we ask the developer, are my kids going to breathe in toxic chemicals in this place? Yes or no? Can I comfortably live in this unit without air conditioning? Nobody in Malaysia asks these questions. That's why developers, excuse my language, don't give a monkey whether these things are addressed or not. Even though it's essential for us as humans, and it's actually very easy to build a building in Malaysia that doesn't require air conditioning. The Kampung people used to do it all the time. Now we build low-cost housing for the poor. There are sweatshops that are so inconvenient to live in that people who can't afford a big electricity bill loiter around outside because it's too hot inside of their sweatshop. Isn't that crazy? But that's the reality out there. Even though it's very easy and not more costly to do it in a different way. But why are we not doing it, or why is business not doing it? Why do we keep believing that we need to have a big house, a big car, loads of stuff to show the world that we're successful? Stuff that we don't need. Stuff that fuels our consumption society, where we have carbon footprints that are rising up. Where Malaysia already now, the average CO2 emission per capita in Malaysia is already 10 tons. Malaysia is catching up with the Western world. It's actually very close to the Western world, even though the average income is far below. Malaysia has got one of the worst electricity consumptions in the world, because electricity is cheap, subsidized. Malaysia consumes 40% more electricity than the neighboring countries. Sorry, I'm continuing the quite pessimistic perspective. But you know, I'm getting tired of us painting ourselves a wonderful and rosy picture about all the great things that we're doing, and reality is not like that. I have done a lot of things in Malaysia in terms of tree planting and all of these things, and yes, you know, I've gotten some awards or whatever else, you know, but it doesn't mean anything if we are not able, as a human race, to shift from being a destructive force on this planet that threatens not essentially the planet, but our grandchildren. When the tsunami came, the animals were on the mountain. The humans were wiped out. The planet will survive, no problem. Even if we have 4, 5, 10 meters higher sea level, the planet can adjust. But the human species and the assets that we have accumulated in the name of modern development, since the Industrial Revolution, we are grabbing everything we can find to fuel our economic growth. We're digging here, we're digging there. I sometimes wonder how it would look like, you know, if we were the little green man on the moon, seeing the time-wrapping development of civilization on the planet. 400 years ago, before Industrial Revolution, blue, the ocean, green, the rest. Then suddenly, you know, you see these fires, you see people digging, you see craters, you see mining. You see even nowadays, you know, oil and gas exploration in the Middle Sea, future in the Arctic, wherever we can grab stuff, wherever we can squeeze something out of the planet that fuels our form of economic growth, we're going to go there. We're going to dig it out. We're going to grab it. 7 billion people on this planet, and we still haven't woken up. We still haven't come up with business models and consumer behavior that turns us into a healing force on this planet rather than a destructive force on this planet. We are essentially, as a human species, an extremely destructive force on this planet at this point in time in human civilization. We are the main source of the problem. Because within a short period of time, a glimpse of the history of the planet, we are squeezing out what it took Mother Nature millions of years to produce. We're squeezing it so fast with such an extreme hunger. We have turned ourselves into sources of destruction.